lórí òkè àti pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ibẹ̀ la gbé bí mi sí o ibẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o ilẹ̀ òmìnira. máyọ̀ 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 o lórí Olúmọ. máyọ̀ 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 o lórí Olúmọ. máyọ̀ 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 o lórí Olúmọ. máyọ̀ 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 o lórí Olúmọ. Abẹ́òkúta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá ní onígbàgbé rẹ̀.
Abeokuta is an extensive town enclosed within the walls, situated in the midst of an immense plain with several detached hills surmounted by huge masses of smooth grey granite. About 50 miles from Lagos, Abeokuta was initially a refugee camp which the Egbas flocked to after a series of intertribal wars. The town was enlarged in 1862 by the admittance of the Ijaye refugees after the destruction of their town, and also of the Egbado refugees from Upper Ogun after the Dahomeyans had destroyed their villages. The Egbas had lived in many different states in 3 provinces: Gbagura, Egba-Okeona, and Egba-Alake. All these states and rulers came to live together in Abeokuta. Abeokuta was divided into 4 divisions: Ijeun, Itoriodo, Oko, Okeona, Ilawo, Ikereku, and Ikopa. Ake, regarded as the head where the Alake king of Abeokuta resided, was regarded as a separate division. Together, these divisions contained about 170 townships. Each town is represented by its elders, termed Ogboni. Newly founded Abeokuta was the major Egba settlement under the leadership of Chief Shodeke, the Balogun of Itoku. Shortly after the settlement at Abeokuta, the Egbas began to reform their government. The war chiefs consisted of Shodeke, the Balogun, the Generalissimo, Dogesi of Ijeun, the Seriki Colonel Akpati of Kenta, Lumloye of Ilogun, the Otun, the Agbo of Gbagura, DOC. They held their consultations in a room built in the market in front of Shodeke's compound. The Chamber of War, or Ile Olorogun, was erected later on as a consultation room for this body of men. It was situated behind Shodeke's compound at the point where the Ijomo-Ikoro Road joins the Ijeun-Ikoro Road. The king of Dahomey, Gezo, residing at Abomey, 1818 to 1858, watched with some misgivings the establishment of Abeokuta on the edge of Egbado land in 1830, and was even more apprehensive when the Egbas welcomed European missionaries in the 1840s. The Egbas continued to penetrate Egbado country with the aim of securing Badagry as a port under their exclusive control. Gezo was determined to stop Egba expansion and began his plan to march against Abeokuta.
Nous devons abattre Abeokuta!
There he intended to get supply of captives for his slave market and the supply of palm oil with which to trade with the Europeans. This was the major aim behind the attacks upon Ado in 1844 and Abeokuta in 1851 and 1864. Both the English merchants who considered the Egbas their trading partners and the missionaries who believed that Abeokuta was the hope of Christianity in Yoruba land urged the British government to supply arms and ammunition to the Egbas. During this period, the Egbas were not very concerned about the repair of the wall that had been earlier built around the town. The repair of the wall started at Aro Gate through the Agbamiya Gate to Ikija Gate. The walls and trenches around the town were about 30 miles in extent. At the end of the month of February, the army got ready to march on Abeokuta. They crossed the territory of Ketu, his ally, where some Dahomey spies were residing, and obtained some information about Abeokuta's weaponry. They also stopped at Ishaga, where the Oba presented a submission to Gezo, giving details of the Egba forces and providing information and advices. It was said that the Ishaga elders deliberately gave wrong information to King Gezo. They advised not to attack at night and told them that the Aro Gate was the weakest point in the Abeokuta defense. This led to the Dahomeans losing all advantage of a surprise attack, its most effective weapon, and attacked Abeokuta at its strongest point. At Ketu, the Dahomey troops rested and ate before continuing. The Dahomeans crossed the river Ogun and advanced towards the Aro Gate. When the Dahomeans arrived at Abeokuta, immediately hostilities started. The Amazons climbed the wall that was specially constructed and reached the top. They fought strongly and bravely, but the defense system of the Egbas was carefully put in place, and many groups of soldiers, Egbas, placed inside the yard behind the wall were waiting to intervene when the opportunity arose. The missionaries undertook to supply ammunition to the Egba warriors who lined the walls from Agbamaya to Aro. As the enemy was divided into 3 columns for the attack, so the Egbas divided themselves into 3 independent divisions to resist them. The first division prepared to engage the enemy was from the 4 townships of Ijeun, Kemta, Itokun, and Oba. Fresh Egba reinforcements from the Ikija gate joined in the pursuit. The fleeing Dahomeans soon crossed the Ogun River, and Egbas waiting at the Ishaga entrance marched out to intercept them. At Ibara, they were again attacked in flank by another party of the Egbas who had taken a shortcut across the river. It was estimated that the Dahomeans' total losses were about 6,821, while an equal amount of prisoners were taken. The total loss of the Egbas was estimated to be 40 killed and 100 wounded. It is said that out of the 15,000 strong, 10,000 men and 6,000 women Amazons, which composed the army of Dahomey, more than 3,000 were killed and 1,000 taken prisoners.
Àpáta mo ráwọn ọ̀tá wọn ń lérí. Olúmọ mo jẹun mo yó mo ti jẹun alẹ̀ ọkàn mi ò mo gorí àpáta mo ráwọn ọ̀tá wọn ń lérí. Ìyá mi ọ̀pá kéjọwọ́ mo fà ẹ́ lé wọn lọ́wọ́ níṣojú onílé táwà ní gẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ ṣe ń jẹ̀lé níṣojú ọ̀tá ni mo ṣe jayọ rí mi. Ìsáàkà Káyọ̀dé rọra máa bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ mi ẹ̀yin lọ bá bí kanra kan. Èkó ilé gọ̀ọ̀sì náà wọ́n ń gbé Ọlọ́run bá kò kú ní jẹ́kẹ́ sórí burúkú.
Abeokuta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá, n ò ní gbàgbé rẹ̀. N ó gbé ọlẹ́kẹ̀ ọkàn mi bí ìlú odò Ọya. Máa yọ̀